A lawyer is sitting across from you right now, and you do not even know it. One wrong word out of your mouth, and this stop just became something much worse. Before I go further, have you ever frozen up during a traffic stop? Did you say something you immediately regretted? Drop a yes or no in the comments. Seriously, it takes 2 seconds, and it helps me know I am actually helping real people. Here is what most people do not understand about getting pulled over. The moment those lights come on behind you, a clock starts ticking. And almost every driver in America is about to make the exact same mistake. Most people think the goal of a traffic stop is to be nice enough. They hope that if they are nice, the officer lets them go. So they start talking. They start explaining. They start telling the officer everything. They start telling where they were going and why they were in a hurry. They share what kind of day they were having. They think being friendly means being open. That is exactly where things fall apart. Here is what most people do wrong. They confuse cooperation with confession. Those are two very different things. You can be completely respectful and completely cooperative without handing over information. You do not want to give information that can be used against you later. This is exactly where things get dangerous. You are not just talking to a person, you are talking to someone who is trained to listen for specific things. Every word you say is being processed, remembered, and in many cases recorded. Most drivers have no idea this is even a thing. The officer does not need you. They already stopped you. Anything you add on top of that is a gift. It is a gift you are giving away for free. The worst part is the intent. Most people who talk too much are not trying to lie or cover anything up. They are just nervous. They are trying to be helpful. And that nervousness is key. That urge to fill the silence is exactly what causes drivers to lose. They lose situations they could have walked away from clean. I have seen it. I have gone through hundreds of real traffic stop recordings and court documents. I read cases from multiple states. The pattern I keep seeing is always the same. Drivers do not lose because of what the officer did during the stop. They lose because of what the driver said in the first 60 seconds. Here is the first move, and it is called the silent hands move. Most drivers panic the moment the officer walks up to the window. Their hands are moving, and they are already reaching for their wallet. They are already saying sorry before anyone has said a single word to them. That energy sets a tone you do not want to set. Control yourself. When you get pulled over, pull over safely and turn off your engine. Turn on your interior light if it is dark and put hands on the steering wheel. Do not reach for anything until you are asked. Do not say anything yet. Do not say anything until the officer speaks first. Wait for them. When the officer approaches and asks for your license and registration, say exactly this. Sure, no problem. My license is in my wallet and my registration is in the glove box. Is it okay if I reach for them now? This works for 2 reasons. First, it shows the officer you are calm and not a threat. Second, and this is the important part, you are controlling the pace. You are controlling the pace of the interaction. You're not reacting nervously. You are moving with intention. Officers notice this immediately and respect it. It changes the entire energy of the stop before a single real question is asked. You are already showing that you know how to handle yourself. That is power. That is a quiet kind of power most drivers never use. Use it. Now this next one is where most people completely fall apart. It is called the broken record move. The officer is going to ask you questions. Some of them will feel totally normal. Where are you headed tonight? Do you know why I pulled you over? Have you had anything to drink? These questions feel like small talk. They are not small talk. Remember that. Every answer you give is a data point. If you say a friend's house, now they know where you were. If you say you do not know why you stopped, some officers take that as an invitation to explain more charges you did not know. If you guess why you were stopped, you may have just admitted to something. When an officer asks a question beyond documents, say exactly this. I understand. I am not trying to be difficult. I just prefer not to answer. I prefer not to answer questions without speaking to an attorney first. This phrase is calm. It is not aggressive. It is not rude. But it is a wall. You are invoking your right to remain silent. a real constitutional right. It is written into the law, and an officer cannot legally punish you for it. You are not refusing to cooperate. You are simply redirecting the conversation. Most officers will move on, and the ones who push back are giving information. Most officers will move on, and the ones who push back are giving information. They are giving you information that this stop just became something more serious. You do not have to be angry to protect yourself. Just be consistent, real quick. If nobody has ever told you any of this, give a thumbs up. Most people go their whole lives without knowing even one of these things. Let us change that together. Now, before I keep going, be clear. Everything I am sharing with you today is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice, and I am not your lawyer. Consult one. If you are dealing with a serious situation, talk to an attorney in your state. Most people go their whole lives without knowing even one of these things. Let us change that together. Now, before I keep going, be clear. Everything I am sharing with you today is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice, and I am not your lawyer. Consult one. If you are dealing with a serious situation, talk to an attorney in your state. Okay, now back to what I was saying. The third move is powerful. It is called the consent killer. Most drivers have no idea about this. An officer can ask to search your car. Just ask. No warrant needed, no paperwork, no evidence. They just ask. And here's the shocker. If you say yes, you have just given up important legal protections. A search without permission requires what is called probable cause. That is vital. It means a real specific reason to believe something illegal is happening. But the moment you say yes, probable cause does not matter anymore. No paperwork, no evidence. They just ask. And here is the shocker. If you say yes, you have just given up important legal protections. A search without permission requires what is called probable cause. That is vital. It means a real specific reason to believe something illegal is happening. But the moment you say yes, probable cause does not matter anymore. You said yes, that is all they need. Do not give it away. When an officer asks if they can search your vehicle, say exactly this: I do not consent to searches. Am I free to go? That is it. Those two sentences do a lot of work. The first clearly removes permission. The second sentence forces the officer to make a decision. One or the other. Either they let you go or they are making a choice to detain you. This means they hold you there without your permission. It is a big step. If they have no real legal reason to hold you, that question puts pressure. It puts pressure on the situation in a way that protects you. You are not yelling. You are not arguing. You are just asking a question. You are asking a direct question that any free person has the right to ask. Saying no to a search is not an admission of guilt. Never think that. Saying yes is a legal gift you cannot take back once it is done. The fourth move is something I call the paper trail move. It is quiet. It is quieter than the others, but just as important for your protection. Let's say the stop is wrapping up. Maybe you got a ticket. Maybe the officer is about to let you go. Most people are relieved. They want to get out of there as fast as possible. I understand. But do not rush past this moment. If you feel something went wrong, if you felt the stop was unfair, or if something made you uncomfortable, if you think your rights may have been crossed, you need a record. Most people forget everything by the time they get home. That is a problem. That is a problem if this situation ever becomes something legal later. When the stop is ending and you want to start building your record, say exactly this: Can I get your badge number and your name, please? You have the right to ask for this. It is public information. An officer's name and badge number are not secrets. Ask for them. By asking calmly and clearly, you are doing two things for yourself. You are showing that you are paying attention and starting a trail. When you get home, write down everything you remember about the stop. Write time of stop, location, what was said, and what was done. Note the weather and how many officers were present. Be very specific. Do this within the first hour while your memory is still fresh. That written record could be the most important document you ever create. It matters if this situation ever ends up in front of a judge. Knowledge is the most powerful thing you can carry in that car. I need to ask you something. Is there someone in your life? Is there a parent, a sibling, or a friend who drives every day? Someone who has no idea about any of this? Share this video. Not later. Right now. This information could genuinely protect them from trouble. The fifth and final move is one that almost nobody talks about. I call it the exit question. Here is a common situation. The officer has your documents and has gone back to their car. Time is passing. You are sitting there not sure what is happening. You do not know if you are free to go or being detained. Detained means they are legally holding you and you are not free. This is an important distinction. You need to know which one is happening. Some officers let a situation drag out, hoping you will get out. Stay in your car. Stay calm. But if time has passed, ask. When you are unsure, say exactly this. Officer, am I being detained? Am I being detained or am I free to go? That is it. This is one of the most legally important questions you can ask. It forces a clear answer. If you are free, they have to say, then you politely leave. If you are being detained, it is serious. Stop talking entirely and ask for a lawyer. This question cuts through fog. It gives you clarity in a moment designed to feel confusing. You now know something that most drivers will never know. Remember this. The goal was to stay calm, stay protected, and stay in control. Use at least one of these 5 moves the next time you stop. Stay calm, stay protected, and never give away what the law gave you.